Hi, my name is Grace Chang and I'm an attorney here at Tsang and Associates. Today, I'm going to do a reaction video to a success story about H-1B. This one is specifically titled A Guide to H-1B Visas, Proving Specialty Occupation in Your Employment. Let's get started.
I know a lot of people are concerned if their H-1B application is based on a level 1 wage, meaning they're being paid the bare minimum, sort of the minimum wage of their industry and their location. Today's success story is about a sales engineer that's getting paid a level 1 wage.
Yeah, I remember Joseph was speaking with this company and they said they found a really qualified employee that they want to bring on their team, potentially file the H-1B and then also for the green card. Joseph will mention it later, but he's Ivy League grad, very ambitious. And so he would stay on top of things, communicate promptly with us. So we always knew that he would know real time whenever something happened on this case. And so Joseph was explaining, this is the process, these are the timelines, this is the risk, but here's all the strengths that you have to your case and what we think we can do. So in the end, they decided to come on board. The employer was super happy and we got started on the case right away. And he was lucky that he got selected, not in the first or second, but in the third H-1B lottery of that year.
We went through all 4 key requirements, right? So the first requirement, this position is common to the industry. It's sales, but it's a sales by engineers and for engineers. And so other companies that are in this industry all have engineers playing in this position.
Yeah, for the first requirement, it's to show that a bachelor's degree is normally required for the position. It was fairly common to see that sales engineers for other companies all require a minimum of a bachelor's degree, usually typically in an engineering field. And we also referenced the government standards. So we looked at the ONED saying that typically a bachelor's degree is required for the position.
We made the best argument we can, right? Couple pages. The second argument is actually quite similar. Other companies in the industry actually have engineers for their sales. So we found other job postings, we selected as many as we can. The applicant themselves actually can do this for you. So one of the ways that we really work on our cases is to work with the beneficiary, the person applying, who's more motivated to want to get their H-1B approved than the applicant themselves, right? The company surely wants it, the HR manager surely wants it, the HR manager just wants to get the file off their desk, right?
The second requirement is to show that the degree requirement is common to parallel industries. And so one way you can do that is by getting a job posting from a company that's similar to your US petitioner, your US employer, showing that they also require a minimum of a bachelor's degree in that specialty occupation for a similar position. And I think the reason why sometimes the applicant might be able to help out is because they've done the job search. They're the ones who went and found different companies who can do similar things to what they're doing, right? So they might be familiar with, actually, there's this company that would hire a similar position, or this company is very similar. They also require a minimum bachelor's degree, so they can sort of point us in the right direction as well.
The third thing is that the company needs somebody with this position. They've done it before and they need it again. Luckily, this company is quite large. They're partnering with almost all the key players in Silicon Valley, and so they have a lot of positions that are sales and engineer, and they've done this before, and we've done this before multiple times. So we're able to use all the previous applications.
So the third requirement is that the employer normally requires a bachelor's degree for the position. And so because there are other sales engineers hired by this company and all of them have a minimum of a bachelor's degree, we're able to compile a list of all the other sales engineers, the degrees that they have, what schools they went to, what were their majors, and then prove that yes, this is a normal hiring practice of the company.
But we did not rest there, and we did the fourth thing as well. The fourth argument being that the nature and specific duties of the sales engineer position is so complex, so unique, that it requires somebody with a bachelor's degree. And so for this case, we actually built the H-1B application during the HR recruiting process when they're deciding whether they want to work for this firm or this company or not, right? And so once we filed, once we got the approval, and the I-140 approved, of course, this applicant is thrilled.
So the fourth requirement is to show that the job duties are so complex and specialized that it would require a minimum of a bachelor's degree. So how we do that is asking the company to show how this position is so complex and specialized, right? Like I couldn't just jump in and do this job. It requires someone with a minimum of a bachelor's degree in engineering. A lot of employers don't necessarily have an extended job description. A lot of them might right? But we asked them, look, this is the type of job description that USCIS is looking for. They really want to see all the tasks that an individual would be doing in this job position and how this job position is not a typical low-level sales engineer position, but it's actually requiring a lot of expertise, a lot of technical expertise, a lot of a background in engineering. And that's what we also did for our case, and it worked. If you're looking to be an H-1B visa holder, make sure you major in a field where you would be able to smoothly transition into H-1B, because some majors are better for the H-1Bs than others. I mean, that's just a reality, right? Like a degree in philosophy, unfortunately, it's an amazing degree, but it does not easily lend itself to an H-1B visa. Not impossible, just does not easily lend itself to a visa. Whereas engineering, and if you end up working in an engineering field, there's definitely more of a nexus, right? Because you need to make sure you have a minimum of a bachelor's degree in the specialty occupation. So that's something to keep in mind if you're a student. If you've already graduated and you already have your degree, then make sure you find a company that's willing to work with you and that you apply for a job position that does require a minimum of a bachelor's degree, and that you have a sponsor that's willing to sponsor you and also willing to work with the attorney to make sure we're able to present the best evidence possible for your case. If you're going to apply for the H-1B, make sure that you have objective evidence to prove that this position actually does require a minimum of a bachelor's degree, such as sample work product, maybe different softwares or equipment or programs that the individual will be using. If you have other people who are hired in this position, make sure that you're able to show that everyone you've hired so far has a minimum of a bachelor's degree. And also, if you have other job postings that you've done recruiting for this position, make that clear that you're only hiring those with a minimum of a bachelor's degree in a specific field.